Hello everyone, this is Mel from Cardstock Concoctions. Welcome to day 6 of my 12 days of Christmas. This is my large pinch top box. This is part of my pinch top box series, I guess you could call it. In last year's 12 days of Christmas, I did the pinch top box treat holder and I got so many compliments on it, I decided to do a medium and a large version. So let's go ahead and get started. Today's paper collection that we're using is actually Teresa Collins Candy Cane Lane paper series. Not normally a giant Teresa Collins fan. It's a little too flowery for me, but this one turned out really, really beautiful. So we're going to be using 2 sheets of 12 by 12 paper. I repeat, 2 sheets of 12 by 12 paper. Make sure if they have a pattern on them, they're going the right direction. And also make sure you like the other side of it against your cardstock. Now, the reason why I chose this paper collection, it's a little bit thicker, it's heavier, it's more true cardstock. It's not just paper. I would suggest steering clear of paper, and I would suggest kind of going towards a cardstock that's at least approximately 60 pounds. All Stampin' Up! Cardstock is 80 pounds or above, just letting you guys know. But this is actually a nice and thick paper as well. Go ahead and grab out your Simply Scored scoring tool. Now I will put all of the scoring directions, I'm pulling out my scoring directions by the way, somewhere on the screen for you just so you guys know. So definitely the first thing you guys need to be careful of, make sure the direction of your paper when you start is going up and down. If it's directional, whichever one you want to face up needs to be going up and down. Next, we are going to, and if I score off the screen, I do apologize guys, my desk is only so big. Just know that I'm scoring all the way down the 12 by 12 piece of paper. So first score line we're gonna make is actually at, let me use this side, is at 1 inch. Nice and thick and heavy duty paper. Give it a nice good score to it. You need 1 inch, and then you need to come all the way over here to 6.5 inches and do the same thing. Score all the way down. There we go. You're going to rotate it 90 degrees, and you're going to score at 3.25 inches. And you're going to score at 10.5 inches. All right, so you did one paper. Now just do it all over again. So now I would strongly suggest that you grab a bone folder. Again, now if I am burnishing outside of camera range, I do apologize. This paper is quite large. So just kind of fold and burnish all of your score lines. The funny thing is camera range is even smaller than my desk, and I think my desk is really small. Bottom one. All right, now this top one, this 1.5 inch score line, go ahead and fold that down. So go opposite. Now, if you wanted to make this a little bit taller and you guys didn't want to do this trim, as I'm going to call it, go ahead and don't do that score line. Okay, so now I have both of my pieces folded and burnished. I did edit out my folding and burnishing of my second piece for time's sake. Nobody wants to watch that. So I'm going to do everything on one, and then again I'm going to edit out the second one because nobody wants to see me do it twice. It's the same thing. Okay, I'm going to turn this over so you guys can actually see a little bit better. You guys have the 2 really large sections here, and then you have a small, thin rectangle section here. Now you've got 2 smaller ones on the side of the middle one. You want to remove both sides of those. Now I would also suggest using larger scissors. It's just going to save you time in the long run. Oop, trying to get this in camera range. Sorry, guys. And just cut up just to your first score lines. And then I notch in just a little bit. Just so it closes a little bit prettier. Okay. Now I'm also going to cut up the second score line right here, as straight as you can, all the way up to your score line. All right, I'm gonna do this on the second piece and I will be right back. All right, I am back. All right, guys, I am back. You should have two pieces that look identical to each other. Again, folded flap here. Down here you have two pieces that are loosey-goosey, and then you've got this piece over here that's also folded. I'm going to do one at a time. I'm going to do the same thing to all pieces, by the way. I'm going to take a little bit of adhesive and run it along this portion up here, and I'm going to stick it down just to make your life a little bit easier. Once I do that, I'm actually just going to kind of refold that just a little bit to be on the safe side. Okay, now I'm going to take fast fuse or tear tape. Snail will not work for this. I repeat, snail will not work. Run a generous quantity along your 1-inch tab. Whee! And if you're me, you totally just, taped up your desk. I'm going to push my tape back on. There we go. Okay, grab in your second piece. I've also stuck down that second top flap just like I did, border, I guess we're going to call it, like I did the first time with the first one. Line up your pieces. Sorry guys, I'm actually bumping the camera down here at the bottom. It's kind of hard to get this all in camera range. Line up your pieces, your edges, I guess I should say. There we go. And keep it all the way lined up until you get all the way down to the bottom. And stick it down. And burnish with your fingers, okay? I'm gonna slide over here, add another generous quantity of adhesive to your 1-inch tab. Preferably without sticking yourself to your desk like I just did. Sorry, totally just covered up the light. And then do the same thing that you did before. Line up your two edges as carefully as you can. Stick them down, okay? And burnish, 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 burnish with your hand, your palm, your foam folder, whatever you guys want to use. Just kind of making sure you guys get a good stick. So you guys see something like this. It's huge right now, okay? Like you look at it and you're like, wow, that's a really big box. And yes, it is. You're going to want to decide what is going to be your front, what is going to be your back, what's going to be your sides. My first one I decided based on what words were there. So this time I think I want this piece here to be my front. So I'm going to flip it all the way over. My two sides go in, my back. Now you're going to notice that they don't 100% overlap. That would have taken up the majority of the paper. So I did leave you guys about 1.25 inches worth of overlap. So don't cover the whole thing in adhesive unless you really want to. But give yourselves a generous quantity of adhesive on the bottom there. I'm going to flip this right side up so you guys can see what I'm doing. Line it up, stick it down. I then put my hand on the inside and do the same thing just to ensure stickage. Now that I have that all figured out, I'm going to take this and I'm just going to pinch, just like I do with all my other boxes, bags, or whatever we're calling these things. Next, I'm going to grab a regular hole punch, and I do mean a regular hole punch. You don't need anything fancy schmancy. I am going through 6 layers and that's not working. A regular hole punch still will not go through 4 layers of cardstock, unfortunately. Much to my dismay, by the way. Because I try to be lazy as much as humanly possible. Take this, line them up again, punch through it. There we go. All right, so that's done. I'm going to be grabbing some ribbon that I have, and this is, I believe, Cherry Cobbler. Let's see, sheer linen ribbon. Actually, it looks really beautiful. And I kind of liked the way the colors worked with this bag. So I'm just going to thread that through. Absolutely ginormous. Okay, last but not least, thread that through. Now I decided on these that I was actually only going to tie a knot. Because not everything has to be a bow, right? I was trying to find ribbon that was actually really forgiving. Wow, that went really well the first time out the door. Never happens to me, guys. Now, I also leave it on my spool to start with. The reason why I do that is because I don't waste as much that way. Right, there's that. So what am I going to do to finish this off? Basically, the tag is the cut apart sheet that comes in the collection, the Candy Cane Lane collection. And there was one tag right here that I went ahead and I already cut out of that. Now I'm going to grab my Layering Circle Framelit dies. This really beautiful tag. It's nice and white. I grabbed the Layering Circle frame that was approximately 2 1/4 inches. And I'm going to run that through my Big Shot real fast. And I have a beautifully cut out tag. And I have something else I can put on a card. So if I wanted to put like a picture on a card that says Christmas on it, beautiful. Perfect. 2 things out of 1, right? Now I'm grabbing a gold foil doily. These come in a 100 paper doily pack from Prima Marketing Inc. Again, I got these at the Photobella warehouse sale, so they are still available. I know that. She's got quite a few of them. I'll link you guys down below. But they're gold and they're gorgeous and they're pretty and I like them. So there we go. Let me find dimensionals. Do you guys think we need dimensionals? Can we ever go wrong with dimension? Not really. We're going to do dimensionals because I like dimensionals. Alrighty. We're going to grab 3 dimensionals on the back of this. Beautiful. Now the question is, I want to attach, I think I'm actually just going to attach it straight. I'm just going to add some adhesive to the back of this doily. And it is perfect. So there is our first box. Here is my second box. This one I actually made the tag. This was actually another cut apart, just like you guys saw, and I just cut it out with my scissors. So I hope you guys really enjoyed my day 6 of 12 days of Christmas. This is my large pinch top box. If you would like this project, please go ahead and like it. If you would enjoy more projects like this, please go ahead and subscribe. And this is Mel from Cardstock Concoction saying, see you guys at day 7. Thanks a lot. Bye.